In this video, we delve into the tragic events of 2004's Fallujah incident and the 2007 Nisour Square massacre. Witness the dark chapters of Blackwater's history unfold as we unravel the complexities surrounding these controversial events. On March 31, 2004, the city of Fallujah became synonymous with brutality as Iraqi insurgents launched a vicious attack on a convoy of American contractors from the private military company Blackwater, USA. The four armed contractors, Scott Helvenston, Jerry Zovko, Wesley Badalona, and Mike Teague, were ruthlessly killed and dragged from their vehicles. Their bodies were subjected to unspeakable acts of violence, beaten, burned, and then dragged through the city streets. As photos of the gruesome events circulated worldwide, the United States reacted with outrage and resolve. The incident prompted the announcement of a counterinsurgency campaign in Fallujah, marking the beginning of a brutal chapter in the city's history. The ambush triggered the First Battle of Fallujah, a U.S.-led operation aimed at retaking control of the city. However, halfway through the battle, political considerations halted the operation, leaving commentators to lament what they deemed an insurgent victory. 7 months later, in November 2004, a second attempt to capture Fallujah, known as the Second Battle of Fallujah, proved successful. The city was finally reclaimed from insurgent control, but not without significant casualties on both sides. The Second Battle of Fallujah, initially codenamed Operation Phantom Fury, Operation Al-Fajr, was an American-led offensive of the Iraq War that lasted roughly 6 weeks, starting the 7th of November 2004. Marking the highest point of the conflict against the Iraqi insurgency, it was a joint military effort carried out by the United States, the Iraqi interim government, and the United Kingdom. Operation Phantom Fury was the second major coalition effort in Fallujah. When the coalition fought their way into the center of the city, the Iraqi interim government requested that the city's control be transferred over to an Iraqi-run local security force, which then began stockpiling weapons and building complex defenses across the city. Through mid-2004, intelligence reports pointed to Ahmad Hashim Abdalasawi as the mastermind behind the ambush. It wasn't until a successful Navy SEAL operation in 2009 that al-Asawi was captured. He later testified against SEALs accused of mistreating him, before being handed over to Iraqi authorities and executed. The Fallujah Blackwater incident serves as a stark reminder of the brutality of war and the sacrifices made in its name. May the memory of those lost never be forgotten. In the sweltering heat of Baghdad, amidst the dusty streets and crumbling buildings, Blackwater Security Consulting operated as a shadowy force in a city teetering on the brink of chaos. Contracted by the U.S. government to provide security services in Iraq, Blackwater's presence loomed large, a reminder of the precariousness of life in a war-torn nation. For the Iraqi civilians, the sight of Blackwater convoys rolling through the streets evoked a mixture of fear and resentment. To them, these heavily armed contractors represented the face of foreign occupation, a symbol of power and authority detached from the realities of daily life in Baghdad. As tensions and unrest simmered beneath the surface, the stage was set for a tragedy of immense proportions, one that would forever alter the lives of those caught in its crosshairs. Amidst the chaos, a Kia sedan approached from a distance. Its occupants, a woman and her adult son, unaware of the impending tragedy that awaited them. Driving slowly on the wrong side of the road, the driver ignored a police officer's whistle, unwittingly placing themselves in the line of fire. In the heat of the moment, Blackwater guards, perceiving the approaching vehicle as a potential threat, fired warning shots in a desperate attempt to halt its advance. But their efforts were in vain, as lethal fire erupted, shattering the tranquility of the square and sealing the fate of the unsuspecting occupants. As the situation spiraled out of control, stun grenades were deployed in a frantic bid to clear the scene. Yet, amidst the chaos and confusion, Iraqi police and army soldiers, mistaking the stun grenades for fragmentation grenades, opened fire on the Blackwater men, further escalating the violence. The conflicting accounts of the incident only added to the confusion. While Iraqi investigators alleged that Blackwater helicopters fired into the cars from the air, Blackwater vehemently denied such claims, insisting that their actions were justified in the face of an imminent threat. In the aftermath of the massacre, Nisour Square lay in ruins, a scar on the landscape of Baghdad that would never fully heal. The world looked on in horror as the extent of the tragedy became clear and cries for justice echoed across the globe. Legal proceedings were initiated, but the path to accountability proved long and arduous. Despite efforts to hold those responsible to account, justice remained elusive, leaving behind a sense of profound injustice and betrayal. As the dust settled and the echoes of gunfire faded into memory, Nisour Square stood as a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the imperative of ensuring accountability for those who perpetrate acts of violence against innocent civilians. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more content.